So this place at night, right, I think seems rather active, which is you have all the restaurants and all the more atas places, desserts, grocer. I think this is also Aladdin. Aladdin is the one which is in what street already? Okay, so now we are in the facility deck, and if you can see from the drone shot, right, this Deloft is actually mixed development. So downstairs you have retails, right, and at night, especially at night, it's actually very happening. And a few more famous bubble tea franchises, right, are already downstairs. This is a very ideal Airbnb space. And now if you can see, we are in the gardens area. Deloft is actually located along one of the main streets in Kuching, Jalan Tun Jugah. Also, there's a school behind, and because since the airport of Kuching is actually located in Kuching town itself, is too near, so the building height is also rather restricted. First thing I will notice is actually the traffic noise because it's located right next to the main road, right? It's not bad for a space to actually hang out with your friends next to the barbecue pit. So you have this center glass roof structure, right? Actually takes up most of the facility deck, and then this forms the entire characteristic of the architecture already. I think that's about it. Nothing much to see. Man, let's check out the swimming pool first. That's about it. Okay, so this building here, that's the gym. And I noticed one thing to actually highlight is actually the zoning of Sarawak. So next to a landed property, right, and low density residential area, suddenly boom, one super high dense development that is so close, right? You see, it's just one street away. Literally one road, okay, landed, boom, this is the high rise. Don't you need to like buffer or things like that? Don't know. The units facing the central part of the facility deck, right? I think it's a very smart usage of landscape. So this actually forms the buffer and somewhat creates that privacy from this unit to the public. If you look at the landscape choices of plants, right, design and stuff like that, it's more of easy maintenance kind of thing. Okay, so this is how the lift lobby of the facility deck level, which is level 3, right? So it's very bright, like very welcoming. Then there's some, I think it's just a marble tile, it's not real marble. Just the access to the facility deck just now. Then there's a few wings, so meaning this is one wing. Then there's the central facility deck, so there's like a duplicate of this across. Okay, so in one wing there's 12 units sharing 2 units of lift. We are in the main area of this Deloft apartments. This development is called Emporium, just that the apartments is called Deloft. Okay, so if you look at the center, that's the main area for all the activities at night. And all these restaurants, right, it's all frontage. The front and the back actually can be accessed. So that's a problem actually to all the operating businesses, right? Because all businesses will still have back of house and all your rubbish, cleaning, cooking, right? Which is not so pleasant one, so you somewhat need a back of house, and that's how our business are operated. Just that maybe the developer wants to sell. Oh, the noise is unbearable, man. That's the centerpiece that we see just now, the glass roof, right? So it actually forms the whole architecture already. As I was saying, right, the front row of the shops, of course, is the more premium one, which is the bubble tea franchises. Then some F&B outlets and things like that. Then the back row is those that this is their front, because at the back it's just a school and the back lane, fire bombard access and things like that. So that's the only chance for frontage. This is the central part. I think this is going to the basement car park below. And just to show you, right, I might need to be screaming a little bit, but just bear with me. That's the retail, that's the office, that's the residential. And you can see people putting out their clothes around. So that's the problem of mixed developments as well. If you're an office operator, business operator here, right, you want to call a very official meeting, you have people come in here, but then you see people actually putting out their clothes like that. So if you look at the choice of business that's being operated here, right, it's all youngsters oriented, lifestyle oriented, like eyebrow specialist lah, haircut lah, bubble tea. Bubble tea also got 4 already. So this is the access to the different towers. I personally don't like to access via all the retails if I were a resident, but this does not look like home to me. Like, it's just more of a investment property to me. Let's move on to the unit now. Look at the corridor. It's long, and because it's double loaded, right, so there's no access or there's no possible wind going through, so it will be very dark. With this kind of layout, when one person close or open the doors, right, it's super loud. Right? So, and your only light source are this. This is your only light source. Now the corridor, number 1, hot. Number 2, echo. And number 3, noisy. Come in the unit, right? On the left, you show your kitchen, and on the right will be the staircase upwards. And then your dining already. So your dining looks like this. Because this is a makeover unit, so please take it with discount. Not all units look like this lah. Okay. By Faber. You know why they don't use the same one? Anyway.
We provided those.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys provide everything?
Yep.
Like what he said, or whatever here is actually provided by the makeover guys. Kuching branch. It's the ideal situation next to the dining. Okay, let's check what is behind. There will be a yard space, and I don't know what's going on here. Okay, next to the dining will be the ground floor big. And it's rather large. You can see there's a queen size bed, and there's still room to walk around. There's like 4 feet here, another 2 feet here. And then you get this view, right? This is a 1,300, oh you can't see me, 1,300 square feet unit roughly. Then there's 3 rooms, 2 bathrooms. No, there's 3 bathrooms, and it's a duplex, which caught me by surprise actually. And this is the one non-facing the main road, but actually facing the residential behind. You can see that with duplex, right, you have this double height thing, and this is the height of the window. I think it's a full window all the way, which the unit is going to be super bright. Okay, and that's the living room already. Upstairs, you can also have another access outwards to the corridor. And let's go check out the master bedroom first. Okay, next to the hall upstairs, this is the master bedroom. And let's go check out the view. So as mentioned, this is the one facing the pool, but this one is on the higher unit, so it's okay. That's the gym, that's the school, those are the residential areas. And you get a small balcony lah. So shout out to Makeover Guys Kuching for actually giving me the access to actually visit all these properties. And it all makes sense because, wait, it's too far. Yeah, so it makes sense because these are usually investment properties. So this one, they are thinking to rent out around 2003 to 2005. It's fully furnished treatment. Let's check out the master bathroom. So American standard, very good. I like this top lah. American standard, ooh. But there's no shower screen. Ventilation, full tiles up. Next to the master bedroom, there's this another bedroom. And this somewhat feels larger than the master bedroom. But anyway, they also have their own toilet. Okay. So similar treatments. Again, no shower screen, full tiles up. Ventilation. Yeah. So the only difference between this second junior master bedroom, right, compared to the master bedroom is this window lah. So this window is just at the side where you don't get much anything at all, and you can't open nothing much. So this is the room. You know those huge room without windows. Yeah lah. So you get the scale, which is large. Ceiling standard around 2.8 meters. Then metal railing, glass railings, right? Metal and glass railings. Timber furnished stairs, and around 3 feet of width for the staircase. Okay. I think that's all for the review. I realized after the VC, right, and I came back and checked the footage, right, I didn't do the 3 on 3, so this is to finish up the episode, and this is Sean take 3 on 3. Three things I like, number one will actually be the convenience of the location because it's right next to the highway, and this Jalan Tun Jugah, right, is one of the main street, although many Kuchingians, right, will tell me that it's very jam and things like that, but it's convenient, and for a non-Kuching fella to actually go there, right, it's almost automatically people will send us there for Airbnb because right opposite, right, there are the food courts, the amenities, the mall is nearby, and it's very easy to just pick and drop. Number two, this is one of the early stage of mixed development projects in Kuching. You can judge based on the retail customers. They are mainly targeting the youngsters, and all of these vendors, their main choice is this emporium, which is the retail downstairs, then their offices on top. So this will somewhat be a little bit more different in comparison to the shop offices opposite the street. Third would be the rental returns in high rises in Kuching. So as most of them are actually used for Airbnb, especially in this area, returns, right, for all these properties are actually quite handsome. Three things I don't like, number one would actually be the town planning. The town planning is like right next to one of the main streets of Kuching. You have a building straight and you can straight offload from the main street. So that is next to this building, right, is you can see it's the empty land, schools, and double-story houses, which is very weird. So the zoning in terms of town planning, I don't think it's executed well, where I don't think it's fair. I'm the double-story house owner, right, suddenly in front of me is this giant wall of car park which used to be empty land. Next would be the inexperienced program design between the retail, the office, and the residents. You can see even the users are not experienced, where in strata house rules, right, you cannot actually like sidai your baju outside, or you cannot just hang your baju out of the window and things like that. So it's against the facade control and things like that. And you result in a very weird structure manner during the transition of the office to the residence. That's why the corridors of the residents are quite poorly done, where it's dark, it's noisy, it's stuffy, no ventilation at all, because it's all set back due to the structural design. So it's actually restricted. Thirdly would be the facility deck. Like if you look at the facility deck, it's really a mere fulfillment of requirements by the local authority. There must be swimming pool, okay, and there must be a gym, okay, there must be a garden, okay, barbecue pit, okay. So it's just like just there then can already. That's not the main anchor reason why this building will work. And because now it's one of the first, I would say, one of the first mixed developments in the city itself, that's why it's doing pretty well in terms of rental. And you can see similar layout and programs are actually booming along the same road. So you can see this kind of format currently is working. Maybe it's under the same developer or architect. Most probably lah. Shout out to the makeover guys for actually showing me around, and for contacts, just do contact the person down below. In conclusion, it's very good for in terms of learning experience, in terms of their architecture, and in terms of the development pace. It's just a very good education piece for us in KL, right? You to actually look over and see, wow, their property are actually not cheap. So I think that's all for this episode. If you really like this video, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Can't wait for my next follow. Me, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.